All right. Hey, sorry for the delayed start there. Crashed my Libre at the last minute. You go, software. All right, today's exercise is going to be creating a tutorial for normal people, which we did review, I think about a week ago, but we never actually got around to doing. And I imagine many of you are at the point in your senior design projects where you are getting ready to write a tutorial for your end user, for your regular old end user. And I have struggled to come up with a way to force you to write a tutorial for an end user for some software that we all know, because the only software that we have in common is just way too easy, right? Things like Sheets and Excel. We've all got those, but those are way too simple. So I've decided to make you guys draw me something, which is always my favorite thing to force students to do, is practice their artistic ability, especially computer scientists that tend to have none. And today's exercise is you are going to draw an animal and then write a tutorial on how to draw it. And I have imposed strict limits on how many words and figures you are permitted to do. Don't try to get around my limits on figures by simply stacking a bunch of screenshots side by side. You can create a figure that is comprised of several parts, so you can make a little bit of a collage style thing, and that still counts as one. But you get the spirit of the exercise. Don't push it by creating a collage of 20 images, okay? So it's fine if you have a figure that has a couple subparts. Don't make it have like 50. That defeats the point. But otherwise, you will be making a tutorial at a few different levels. So at a level of somebody who wants to copy it exactly, at a level of somebody who's trying to learn the application and doesn't care about the drawing, at a level of somebody who can't read. So we're talking about your average end user there. And then at the level of somebody who has no time on their hands and just wants to get it over with as fast as possible, but still wants to get the job done. So another case of the average end user there, although maybe that one's closer to your average developer. So in either chat, give me a suggestion of an animal, and I will do an example very quickly of one of those four tutorial approaches. So give me an example of an animal that you would like me to draw. Hopefully nobody picks snake. If you do, I'm going to do it. Somebody said sheep, we're going to go with sheep. All right, so I put some requirements on different technologies that you have to use in Paint.net. I'm sure not everybody has used Paint.net extensively and is familiar with all these technologies. That's fine. Again, I'm not gauging you on your artistic ability, so don't worry about it. I'm not even going to switch to my drawing tablet here. I'm just going to go with this. So we need rounded rectangles, obviously, to draw a sheep. Hold on. First thing is we need to delete the background so that we can have a nice transparent background for a sheep. And then we obviously need some rounded rectangles. These are going to be the sheep's feet. And of course we need these all to be the same size. We don't want feet of different sizes, do we? I'm getting transparencies. Okay. Da, 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 da. Sorry, penguin. Sheep already won it. Although this could have been a penguin up to the part where I added the fourth leg. So this is how to draw a sheep. Now, let's take a poll on which one you want me to do. A poll. Which tutorial should I do? Complete. What should I call the other options? Let's say complete. Application focused, illiterate, or quick. Which of the four tutorials should I do? And note that I think complete is the easiest one because you can just describe the whole process from start to finish. So I would not ask me to do the complete one. I think all of you will probably nail that one. It's those other ones that are really a challenge. Okay, everybody wants the complete guide on how to draw a sheep. That's fine. Okay, so step one is going to be erase your background. I'm going to make a bulleted list because that's the best way to do. Use the magic wand. Let's actually make this easier. Press Ctrl plus A to select the entire drawing area. Then press Delete to get rid of the background. Whoops. And that's going to be how we start. Draw a rounded rectangle. Draw a rounded rectangle that is approximately 2 times as tall as it is wide. Okay. I guess we can also say use the tool. What do they call this thing? The tool picker? I want to say they call it the tool picker. Actually don't know how to make this bigger. I'm going to call it the tool picker. Use the tool picker to select shapes. Then pick rounded rectangle from the drop down. Now I'm using Libre, so I have some problems with getting different things to appear in the exact place that I want them in bulleted list form, so I just have to kind of indent a bit. It's not particularly the best way, but it's not bad either. Just go some more places down. So I've got this, and then I probably want to do a little bit of highlighting around it or something to show people what I mean. So I'm going to probably make a new one where I do all of my highlighting and stuff. So I'm going to use Paint to complete my Paint project, which is very meta. I want to get rid of the background here too. Change this to red. And this probably needs to be regular rectangles to be clearer. So there we go. Actually deleted the white part of Tool Picker too, but that's okay because it'll come up as white in the thing here. And I'm not gauging you for the quality of your screenshots here or anything. It's fine if you don't have great looking screenshots like this. Perfectly acceptable. Okay. And then I want to show users how to use that drop down. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that too. And once again, I'm going to outline that in red. Alright. Draw a rounded rectangle that is approximately 2 times as tall as it is wide. Whoops. Okay. Copy the rounded rectangle 4 times. Then carefully move each rectangle to the left or right using your arrow keys until you have them arranged in the pattern pictured below. Do not use the mouse to move your rectangles, so they will remain aligned vertically. Okay, I will also specify you may need to change your, oops, made some typos here. Copy and paste the rounded rectangle forward. You may need to change your selection to a smaller size in order to better copy and paste the rectangle. So I'm going to demonstrate changing the selection first. Which means going back to my tool picker and highlighting this. Hey, you guys asked for the complete tutorial. You get what you pay for. You get to learn how to draw sheep today in their highest quality. I'm going to have to move on to another page here. And demonstrate the selection of the rectangle as well. And then I would probably like to represent Control-C and Control-V visually here, but I don't think I have the chance, so I'm just going to demonstrate the rectangle being dragged into a position. And then at the end, I'll demonstrate what the final version looks like. I'll get rid of the selector so it's clearer. Okay, notice how many figures I've already used here for the complete version. Congratulations! These are your sheep's legs. Okay, now we're going to make them more realistic. Now we're going to make your sheep's legs fuzzy. Use the bucket tool to fill your sheep legs in white. I'm going to skip over the screenshots for a bit here, just to give you more time to work today, and show you what I mean by using an effect. Okay, so there are plenty of effects in Paint. If you want to make something fuzzy, the easiest way is to just give it some noise. So I'm going to give it some Gaussian blur, and now I've created fuzzy sheep legs. Not the best way to do it, but it works, in a manner of speaking. And then after I've done that, I can make them even more beautiful by sharpening them up a little bit. Just nice, sharp, fuzzy sheep legs. Or I can do something else, like, I don't know, crystallize my sheep legs. Make them a little abstracter. There we go. Nice, beautiful, crystallized sheep legs. Okay, so those are what I mean by effects. And then what I mean by layers is you can add another layer. This would be the body of my sheep. Let's use another rounded rectangle. Okay. I've made a beautiful sheep body here. Oops. And then let's make another layer for the sheep's head. Okay, and then the sheep's eyeball. Lovely. And then I'm going to apply my blur just to the sheep's head there on its own, and then I'm going to paint the body of it in white separately. Woo! Completely different than what I did in the previous steps. And I'm going to go back to the body and apply the same thing there. Look at that. The head is so much sharper than the rest of the sheep. Okay, so that's roughly what I expect, okay? And someone asked how much for a commission of Thanos. I can't do Thanos, but I can definitely do a sheep. Thanos is not an animal, so he wouldn't fulfill the assignment's requirement. If you really do want to make a decent looking sheep here, then you can, I don't know. You don't have to worry about it too much. I'm not looking for great looking sheep, but you can sort of add some fuzzies in there and blur those up. Beautiful. Okay, so you get the general idea. You get the general idea of how to write the tutorial. You have to write 4 today, but again, the drawings don't have to be complicated. And I will see you guys in Discord, where you can live stream to me your animal drawings. When you go up to do the peer review, you can pick one of the 4 options to follow along and see how well you can follow along with those limitations. And as you're doing your tutorials for your senior design projects, I want you to bear in mind that this kind of thing, where you walk people through step by step and they come out with a very specific thing at the end, is not very desirable for most people. Most people are interested in that second option, where they just want to learn your application. So, if you are doing this kind of step-by-step how to draw a sheep thing, I would say you should reconsider, because no one likes these very much, do they? You really want something that is quicker, easier to understand, more pictures in it. It's those latter three options that are more preferable. No one wants to see a complete tutorial, or very rarely do you want to see a complete tutorial. Okay, see you guys in Discord for your beautiful sheep, penguins, wolves, etc.